these two men on the screen that you see, Alan and Seifert. They need to come.
वेलकम फ्रेंड्स, हाउ आर यू? कैसे हो आप सब दोस्त? हमारे लाइव कमेंट्री में आपका सभी का स्वागत है। इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड का फाइनल मैच होता हुआ अहमदाबाद से लाइव कमेंट्री। वेलकम टू ऑल फ्रेंड्स, हाउ आर यू?
I can promise you, we have a blockbuster finals on record. India has a cheat code in the name of Jasprit Bumrah. Bailed them out against England as always. But Arshdeep and Hardik have been quite good with the new ball. We saw Hardik early on knocking over Phil Salt with some swing.
हमारे लाइव कमेंट्री में आप सभी का स्वागत है दोस्तों। तालियों की गड़गड़ाहट के साथ आप सभी का स्वागत। हमारा लाइव कमेंट्री स्टार्ट हो चुका है। टीम इंडिया ग्राउंड में आज पहुंची है। हार्दिक पांड्या के पास बॉलिंग है।
Well, he is a cheat code. If ever New Zealand want to get past him, he is the first big barrier that they need to get past. Varun still, in spite of all the theatrics and noise around how he's had an ordinary World Cup since the Super 8, the highest wicket taker yet.
And for New Zealand, they want Bumrah to bowl as early as possible. They want to force the hand of Suryakumar Yadav. If they can get on top of Arshdeep and Hardik.
जस्ट मैच चालू होने वाला है दोस्तों। हमारी कमेंट्री में जुड़ जाइए। आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत होगा। इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड के बीच फाइनल मैच का फाइनल इनिंग्स चलता हुआ पहली इनिंग्स में इंडिया बैटिंग करते हुए 255 रन का विशाल स्कोर खड़ा किया, जिसके जवाब में अभी सेकंड इनिंग स्टार्ट होने जा रही है। इसमें आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है।
We said prior to the match, DK, he is the best white ball bowler, quick bowler in world cricket, hands down. There is not a comparison.
रणनीति बनाते हुए टीम के सभी मेंबर एक झुंड में देखना है क्या कुछ होता है। इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड के बीच T20 वर्ल्ड कप 2026 का फाइनल मैच चलता हुआ second inning start just now.
But New Zealand will remember that England came within 2 hits of chasing 253, within 2 hits at the Wankhede. And that is the positive mindset that they have to take against this Indian team.
Just now match start. जुड़ जाइए जल्दी जल्दी जुड़ जाइए। इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड के बीच फाइनल मैच स्टार्ट हो चुका है। पहले बैटिंग करते हुए इंडिया ने 255 रन का विशाल टारगेट खड़ा किया, जिसके जवाब में हाय ब्रावल, हाउ आर यू? हेलो, हाय फ्रेंड्स, हाउ आर यू?
Oh yes, absolutely, because I think he's been
इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड के बीच फाइनल मैच की सेकंड इनिंग स्टार्ट हो जा रही है। इसमें आप सभी का वेलकम। टीम शेफर्ड और टीम एलन सभी आप पहुंचे हैं। अगर पहली बार तो मुझे सब्सक्राइब करिए हमारे चैनल को। आपका सपोर्ट हमारे लिए बहुत ही योगदान रहेगा आपका। बहुत बहुत थैंक यू, धन्यवाद सभी का। टीम शेफर्ड करीब से मौजूद। इंडिया की तरफ से कौन बैटिंग कर रहा है देखना होगा।
Someone who likes to take his left leg outside the line of the ball and pop it down the ground, especially over mid-wicket. The pick-up pull, as they say.
वेलकम ऑल फ्रेंड्स, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करिए अगर पहली बार हो तो।
Very important.
बहुत ही विशाल स्कोर खड़ा किया है
Jasprit Bumrah is at that short third position. There is a slip, rightly so. And even in that last game, Finn Allen and Tim Seifert ran the ball or nicked the ball to and away from that short third area. You want a really good fielder there in case it happens again.
Arshdeep Singh is king.
Get off strike, it's that get off the mark type. It's where you want the good delivery to go. To save the dot ball, that's where you want your good delivery in that area. Boundary right is quite wide. Down a third and Bumrah quite tight.
New Zealand need 256 runs to win. India need 10 wickets early.
New Zealand supporters will be hoping that was the calm before the storm of Seifert and Finn Allen.
नरेंद्र मोदी
Is there any swing for Arshdeep Singh?
अर्शदीप सिंह सामने है शेफर्ड। अरे ओ पहली गेंद
Little bit of curve in the air, little bit.
समान जनक ने डिफेंस किया शेफर्ड
It's
ने।
interesting when you bowl to someone like Tim Seifert because
Wait a
almost
minute.
always the LBW is out of the picture. He always keeps his left leg just around leg stump, if not outside of it. So you still need to keep the stumps in play because if you try and go outside off stump, that's where he's good. He can swing his arms.
अगली
You
गेंद के
have
लिए
one mode of
तैयार
dismissal, which is
अर्शदीप
the
सिंह।
bowl or probably a nick. But you need to encourage yourself to bowl slightly fuller and
अगर
keep it
पहली
on the
बार है तो
stumps
प्लीज
to him.
सब्सक्राइब जरूर करिए हमारे चैनल को। न्यूजीलैंड और इंग्लैंड के बीच बहुत ही जबरदस्त मैच होने वाला है। ओ बहुत अच्छी गेंद, बल्ले और बैट का कोई संपर्क नहीं।
How consistent the seamers are with that length, because we talked about New Zealand not necessarily hitting the good length in the
वेलकम
power
ऑल
play.
फ्रेंड्स,
That's
हाउ
the
आर यू,
one that
कैसे हो
goes
आप?
the
क्या
other way.
प्लीज सब्सक्राइब करिए अगर पहली बार हो तो।
Different from the first
आपका
ball.
सपोर्ट हमारे लिए बहुत
Very
ही
true,
अच्छा
Blish.
होगा।
You can
हमारा
see straight
चैनल
away Arshdeep not wanting to be
70 में
predictable. Got the first one coming back in, the next one going away. I thought New Zealand bowled what they thought India can do instead of reacting to what they are seeing India do in the moment with the new ball.
अगली गेंद अर्शदीप सिंह।
Swing there again, just mixing up the each way
एक रन
movement
के साथ
through the air.
न्यूजीलैंड टीम का खाता खुलता हुआ।
It's quality because he's on target. First three deliveries.
हाय
First
फ्रेंड्स,
one was
कमेंट करके बताना कहाँ से
honed
लाइक
at the
कर
stumps.
प्लीज।
That away
कमेंट
swing
प्लीज
to the
कमेंट
right
और
hand.
फ्रेंड्स,
The
हाउ आर यू,
second
कैसे हो
ball,
सब?
completely different seam position. This one here, just knowing that Seifert likes to get leg side, as DK has already mentioned, moves that front leg, so no danger of being a wide. Just looking out the window, I wonder whether there will be an early indication of Bumrah warming up, whether they just give him the second over.
I'd be very surprised. Hardik bowled quite well England game, so I'd like to think Hardik will be bowling the second over. Hardik at mid-on needs to be ready now because Finn Allen is good there.
अगली गेंद अर्शदीप सिंह की। बहुत अच्छी गेंदबाजी, बहुत अच्छी गेंदबाजी अभी तक।
That's his preferred area. He
4
likes
बॉल
to
के
go
अंदर
over
1 रन
mid-on.
दिया है।
Hardik is such a good fielder. He
दूसरा
should be
स्कोर है।
thinking about fielding, not so
टारगेट
much as
बहुत बड़ा
bowling,
है,
which he would be doing a bit
50+ है।
later. Arshdeep definitely started to
आप
bowl.
कौन सी
Varun
टीम का
and
सपोर्ट
Bumrah
करते हो प्लीज बताना।
will be bowling later on. It's an important role for Varun Chakravarti to bowl through the middle as well.
हाय एवरीवन। हवा में गेंद और पहला झटका लग सकता है।
It is a big chance, and it is
अरे ड्रॉप हो गया कैच यार।
not a sound outside in the stadium.
India's had their issues with catching. The only anomaly to this was the England game where they fielded absolutely brilliantly, especially Akshar Patel. But this one, Shivam Dubey, you
बहुत
always
बड़ा
felt
चांस
that a
मिस कर
lot was
दिया।
going to happen in the power play. Not the easiest of catches. I don't even think he got much of a hand to it. Lucky it didn't get any part of his face. Completely losing balance there. Surya Kumar doing the best test he can to cheer him up.
15 drop by in the tournament, the most by any team.
पहले ओवर की समाप्ति, 4 रन बिना किसी विकेट के। विकेट हो जाता लेकिन यार कैच छूट गया। शिवम दुबे क्या कर दिया।
And it's a catch he'll be disappointed to drop, but a little point on that 3.5 time interval. Indian players all came out onto the field to get ready and do some catching. They started catching for about 30 seconds and the lights went off and we had some silly show go on. And they couldn't continue to field. They couldn't practice their catching. It is an ICC Men's World Cup final and they couldn't go through their process in between the innings to practice their catching. By the time the lights came back on, they were back in the change room getting ready to come back out onto the field. I saw 2 catches go up. That was it. So I'm not making an excuse for them, but they didn't have an opportunity to get that done in between innings, which you would normally get done.
Just in his defense, Fish and Dooley. In Ahmedabad, catching can be hard because of the ring of lights. It's never easy.
In the air. And just short. I was about to say there's a deep backward square and a long on for Finn Allen. I think when we saw the slow motion of the missed opportunity, not this one, Dewey almost closed his hands before the ball arrived at him.
Going early for the last sweep here, Fish. Just watching the gaps. He's looking for the boundaries and not so much the sixes, especially when the ball is swinging. A very similar field for Seifert, but they have long off rather than long on.
That should travel all the way.
6 पहला
And
छक्का.
drop beyond the boundary. Won't be the last opportunity beyond the boundary tonight, I don't think.
How good this surface is. It's sliding on. It's not a half volley, but talk about how Seifert clears that front leg. The ability to hit the ball on the up over that long on mid-wicket region.
I don't think India should get discouraged by that shot because the ball is swinging and there's always a chance of a top edge or a mistimed shot. A small change in the field, long off goes to long on. A very simple employed to Finn as well.
Hi.
He's one of those players that can score all around the park, like Finn Allen as well. So this is a very difficult opening combination to bowl to when they're on song.
Swung again. He's had to get a long way outside the line of off stump. Heads falling over afterwards. Shot he played well, both Finn Allen and Seifert against South Africa in that semi-final.
गुड मैच चला वैसे बहुत अच्छा मैच चला मैंने भी
Just to inform you that Shivam Dubit left the field, wrinkles his tongue at long on.
हार्दिक पांड्या नेक्स्ट बॉल बहुत छक्के बैट पे खाली
Good
हार्दिक
thinking from Hardik Pandya. The last couple of out swingers had a pretty strong response to it. So he's gone for the in swing here. And in the channel, Tim Seifert 40 tells you pretty much why he's one of the highest run getters in this tournament. Where most batters go quiet to find a way to attack that. The lap scoop coming in this one. A lot of young boys and girls watching. That's a tough shot. Be careful when you practice this.
That's four.
4 रन
So the range hitting, it seems, shot a ball, and you have to when you're chasing over 250.
Hardik Pandya needs to rethink his plan. The in swing is working quite well. Yet again going to the out swinger and just hit on the up. The flat bat swing coming through quite nicely here.
The backward square is going finer. After that little scoop shot earlier in the over, he's going even finer now. That was the in swinger. And it has gone to the boundary again. Expensive over. 21 off it. 25 for none.
Superb shot by Tim Seifert. Spotted the swing, went through Hardik Pandya. Had no chance. Lucky for him, it wasn't straight onto him. Went at the rate of knots.
हेलो गाइस हेलो हाउ आर यू 25 हो गया भाई बहुत ज्यादा रन दे दिए पांड्या ने हाई स्कोरिंग मैच है
Finn Allen has had his struggles in the tournament against spin and left arm spin. Not that we'll find out if there is any spin. We didn't see a whole lot of grip
अक्षर पटेल
in the
दो
first
बोला
innings. I'm sure they're operating on that theory. Maybe he might just target the stumps.
A good move by Surya Kumar. Bringing in the left spinner who will be targeting on the stumps. You need to be slightly flatter and quicker because he stays so much of the back foot. Don't give him too much time to work with.
अगर पहली
Is
बार
what
हो तो
Akshar
सबसे
Patel will be thinking.
इंडिया और
You will get your opportunities because he'll be looking to hit a six as quickly as possible. Flatter onto midland leg. Don't give him any room to work with.
न्यूजीलैंड के अभी तक कोई आउट नहीं हुआ एक चांस होना था लेकिन कैच नहीं उसका
a deep mid wicket.
अक्षर पटेल
There is that deep mid wicket.
न्यू बॉलर अक्षर पटेल
Seifert will couple of options for him. He can sit back area or over the head of mid-on up in the circle, or he can across the offside and look to go squarer
एक
with a
सिंपल सा
sweep
कैच
or a
कर दिया
slot sweep.
गुड बॉल
If you bowl a fish at this stage, I reckon, especially as a
कैसे
spinner, when you're bowling to someone like Finn Allen, what you don't want to be doing is too much
लाइव देख रहे हो
score of the back foot. To you, if he plays the reverse sweep or the sweep, you're accepting it because that's playing against what he usually does. If he hits you off the back, and as we see in the bottom of your screen, you can see mid-on.
नेक्स्ट बॉल
Change, but didn't work. Long on couldn't cut that off. Point, but this is an extraordinary shot. He didn't give him too much time, but still. Finn Allen going straight down the ground.
Talk about you allow him to get back and use those big long levers. He stays nice and tall and still have the ability to hit the balls. That man is straighter. He can go a little squarer. Change of bat. I think that one was right on the toe end. Model cracked it a little.
वेलकम
So hard to against that as well. He got a 6, but didn't get much more after that.
कहां से हमारी लाइव कमेंट्री में जुड़े हो
Down,
Yes.
taken.
कैच
So wicket.
विकेट गिर गया न्यूजीलैंड का
And the change of bowling and change of pace has worked.
That's
पहली से
outstanding
31 रन पे एक आउट हो गया न्यूजीलैंड का न्यूजीलैंड का पंच मिला था
being brought in early, midland leg, flatter, quicker, smash straight to long on, and it wasn't the normal long on, it was much wider. Tilak Verma takes a very good catch under pressure, and for the second time, giving India an opportunity, but this time, India takes it. Big wicket this. Finn Allen is the one who made a massive difference, but he goes. India strike, 31 for 1.
एक आउट हो गया एलन कैच भी ड्रॉप हुआ था लेकिन दूसरे टर्न में आउट हो गया जिंदगी में एक बार चांस जरूर मौके का फायदा नहीं उठाया विकेट लगा दिया रविंद्र आ चुके हैं न्यू बैट्समैन न्यूजीलैंड भी जल्दी चाहिए
Rachin Ravindra has fired more with the ball than the bat so far. He's made good contributions, but the chance here.
कमेंट करके बताइए प्लीज
Deep forward square, long on in place. India's ball just one. Fourth time this tournament that Finn Allen has fallen.
32 पे एक आउट
And he only played one of the T20 games against India, the last one at Trivandrum in the bilateral series leading up to the T20 World Cup. He was dismissed in exactly that fashion.
बहुत जबरदस्त मैच होने वाला है सभी जुड़ रहिए
Very good over from Akshar Patel, 32 for 1.
बहुत ही अच्छा मैच चलेगा दोस्तों हाई स्कोरिंग मैच है 255 रन मारे हैं इंडिया ने इस दौरान में 32 रन रिकॉर्ड हो चुका है न्यूजीलैंड पहली बार
Glorious sight this stadium.
बुमराह
Well, they're hoping it is. Jasprit Bumrah into the attack earlier than he has previous 3 games where he came on around the 5th over previously. Slip in place. Deep backward point and deep square leg.
ये ऊपर उठ गई हवा में, अगेन चांस है।
It's a chance here as well. It is a chance.
वाह,
And it is taken just with the run.
पहले गेंद पे विकेट।
It's a wicket first ball again as he did in the semi-final. The magician does it.
But he's got the slower ball again, the same as he did in that semi-final. First up, deception. You're sitting there, you're waiting for pace. You're waiting for 140 plus. And that's why he's a genius. So good. Pace off, Ravindra straight underneath it. And this is a brilliant
दो
catch
विकेट
for
गिर चुके हैं न्यूजीलैंड के।
charging and wasn't quite
किसान
there.
किसान
Had to dive
बहुत अच्छा
forward.
कैच लिया।
Bounces up, holds on to it, even though his hat was over his side. He couldn't see a thing. Just felt for it, knew where it was, took it. Bumrah strikes early. New Zealand have lost two. Ravindra goes very quickly tonight. Out for the one. And New Zealand 32 for 2.
बहुत अच्छा मैच, बहुत अच्छा मैच। ऐसे जुड़े रहिए हमारे कमेंट्री में। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। पहली बार तो मुझे सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए। बहुत जबरदस्त मैच होने वाला है फाइनल बिटवीन न्यूजीलैंड एंड इंडिया। नए फिलिप्स आए, नए बल्लेबाज फिलिप्स।
With a task on his hand.
के लास्ट 31 रन हो गए हैं।
Highest wicket taker in T20 World Cup.
बहुत अच्छा मैच हो रहा है दोस्तों।
Have a look at this catch. Mind you, please remember, he is the wicket keeper not wearing the gloves. That makes it that much more special.
Didn't take it on, DK.
My goodness. That's a good catch. Just almost popped out.
Catch. He's a keeper. The way he's coming to running and
My gosh, it's a good catch.
off air, you said something very differently.
दो आउट हो चुके हैं न्यूजीलैंड के।
Stay box, DK.
Jasprit Bumrah.
ये फिर हवा में गेंद।
And
ओह,
it's the feel for that slow ball. A number of bowlers around the world will tell you when they feel a batter is going to go hard at you, they'll take pace off it. Harry Brook was one such that you know first ball is going to tail out, go hard at you in a run chase like that.
After having played him quite a bit, Krish, I just feel it's one thing to know that he can bowl a slow one. Another one when you can expect it. And then still play an attacking shot to it. That's probably they didn't know it was coming. But even if you know, it's so hard to get under.
So you think a lot of this expected first ball of a new ball, especially this was Harry Brook. And this was the catch. We can refer to it now as the catch. He's got hands like a
बहुत अच्छा catch।
And so far he's going 4 deliveries in this game. 3 have been slow ones, 1 slower bumper. He's just thinking, he's finding variations within the slow one.
Pivot route
Then
करना
executing it
जरूरी
so
है।
consistently. Just gonna say, could be a Yorker. Here's a man who we are watching, and I think we are privileged to watch, who's at the peak of his powers. It's literally someone who is thinking what we're doing. Biggest stage in the World Cup, in a semi-final win, over 18th over, going immensely under what required. England were requiring around 14, 15. He's going at 6 those overs and just making it easier for the next bowler to come through. And to do it time and time and again is what makes him so special.
They will come when Father Time catches up, so I hope you appreciate it. 6 for 2.
आर यू, कैसे हो आप सर? अक्षर पटेल, मैं
T20 World Cup matches
के लिए
not been
तैयार।
homogenous.
और ये फिर हवा में
That's easy
गेंद
for
और 6।
Tim Seifert, and that goes a long way back, a long way back.
It's a little bit more here. Patel sits up nicely.
जबरदस्त
Straight away.
जबरदस्त मैच चल
Touch
रहा
too
है।
short. Player the quality of Seifert.
We remember about England as they keep coming, and they that deep England kept coming.
लकी द बॉस्टन,
They don't have a choice.
हाय फ्रेंड, हाउ आर यू?
This is the final.
चलिए सब्सक्राइब जरूर करिए।
And also this pitch is not as good as much, and the sides on the sides as well. Because as the ball gets older, we saw the slow ones really sticking in. Not that
वेलकम ऑल
easy.
फ्रेंड्स।
So there are going to be challenges for New Zealand, and you don't expect a World Cup to come easy to you. So we should expect New Zealand to fight, but it's definitely an uphill task.
Smart. Very smart.
4 रन।
The long on had been moved to mid long off, and so easy to pick up that length again.
Going back, what we have seen consistently with the New Zealand batters so far is they're far more comfortable hitting it off the back foot.
Shifted in long on his position again.
This is a much better field for Akshar Patel. For a man who doesn't turn the ball much and just keeps getting in on the angle, long on deep mid wicket is a much safer and a stronger option.
बोल्ड है।
He's got his man full.
बहुत अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा।
Akshar Patel is in.
ताली दो सभी।
It's his home ground. There's not always that we speak a lot about this man, but he's one of the most underrated that India have had in a long, long time. The previous World Cup he played the final. Yet again, he's showing his class with the ball. We saw what he did on the field last game. This time it's with the ball. He's making of everyone that
बहुत
he
अच्छी
knows
बॉल डाली, बॉल
on the
क्लीन बॉल।
biggest play field. Well, you are a superstar. You are so quiet in what you do, but so good and consistent and effective for Team India. Second wicket for him. Ben Phillip goes for 5. New Zealand 47 for the loss of 3.
बहुत जबरदस्त मैच है, बहुत जबरदस्त मैच है इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड के बीच फाइनल मैच 2024 के T20 वर्ल्ड कप। वर्ल्ड चैंपियन न्यूजीलैंड।
Chapman replaces Phillips. Phillips has been bowled 4 times by spin and 1 by pace this ball.
Over from Akshar Patel, 5. Yeah. 4th time this tournament. Played down the wrong line and been bowled by spin. Looks back into that leg stump. Akshar Patel absolutely delighted.
और की समाप्ति पे 47 रन 3 विकेट के नुकसान पे न्यूजीलैंड का स्कोर। न्यूजीलैंड की 90 बॉल में 202 रन चाहिए, बहुत बड़ा।
Genius. Very few people have had an answer to skills highest quality. Akshar Patel himself hitting Phillips bowled again. His month of dismissal through the tournament. India on their way to making history of being the first team to win back-to-back tournaments and win at home as hosts.
जसप्रीत बुमराह।
England have got a mountain to climb. Wide run rates already up to 14.
ओह,
Brilliant. That Yorker we've seen so many times.
बहुत अच्छी बॉल थी।
And this is a good move, giving him the second over. Just push New Zealand. That'll be the aim, early doors. They can knock over another one in power play. They'll feel they're in the driver's seat. Not that they'll... A real uphill task now for the slower ones will come into play. The will be crucial.
और ये हवा में गेंद
Shots fall short. Teleforma does so well to dive forward on this occasion.
Nearly another opportunity. Hustle is the message from the captain. This charging in Teleforma. Not quite there, putting his face and teeth on the line. Great commitment. India on for the jugular here with Bumrah in his second over in the power play. Again, looking to take pace off. I think we'll keep doing that with Silverton on strike. Story of Glenn Phillips' tournament. That is Hobbs knocked over 4 times. Access both sides. This in Colombo against England, and then today, just running on for the 5th time on the inside edge. Brilliant bowling, clever stuff from Akshar.
Anybody's going to keep it quiet. It's just with Bumrah. 5 over. It's 52 for 3, and time for a drinks break. Sensation from Bumrah. It does it time and time again. You heard that from Ian Bishop earlier when he spoke of the wicket that he took first in the final. He's done it here in the final as well. And nobody seems to have it to the great man he's bowling. And they said to have for India. What a day they've had. After the call from the captain was be courageous in tough situations. Well, they have been courageous. His first 6 overs rather belong to India. Yeah, tested. Good changes in pace. Catch was put down early. New Zealand didn't benefit much. They started by playing a couple of good shots, a 6 and then a 4. Surfit was the man who got a big over from Hardik Pandya. 21 runs coming off it. But then Akshar Patel got into the attack striking. Bumrah, as Bumrah does. It's off with his very first delivery. And accounting for Rachin Ravindra. Needed a good catch though from Ishan Kishan. And then Akshar kicking off the poles of Glenn Phillips there. So New Zealand in more than just a spot of bother when you see what they're chasing. 52 for 3 at this stage at the end of power play. There'll be plus spin they'll have to encounter as this innings progresses. In with the Suda 256. They're that deep. Mitchell, Santner and Nisha still to come, but they need more bigger contributions from Tim Seifert, who has started. He's laid a good foundation. Outstanding form throughout this tournament. Mark Chapman does need to come to the party. As for Bumrah, he's already bowled 2 overs, which in this tournament is unlike a decision to be made. Bowling to a new batter and Chapman that he would like to bowl. I think Akshar Patel has played the length that you need to bowl on this wicket. Chakravarti had got 13 wickets in the tournament. 9 of them came in that first group phase. semi-final, it's been a lot leaner for him. It's a ground he's had some success at. South Africa was brilliant here against the South Africans a few months. That's been tough for spinners.
Yeah, well, what you'd see with him, he'll probably look to vary his pace. He's normally not a big spinner of the ball. He targets the stumps. He's got to just this off every now and then. As the ball's got a little older, it will hold into the surface. High chest grip as well.
It's interesting because, as you say, he targets the stumps, and there's just another example of it, and that's sort of what he's been known for, and he generally can bowl at pace as well, quick onto you. But through the tournament, and certainly through the Super 8 and semi-finals, he's looked to bowl a little bit wider. And I wonder how much of that is a reaction to how South Africa played him. They were happy to expose this against him and play him through the offside, and he seemed to have to change.
Well, they've had a great time. Images of some celebrations.
Yeah, from Seifert, there's so much responsibility on his shoulders. That is a wonderful strike.
Yeah, he has no choice, Owen, but to keep going.
Absolutely. It's a lovely strike of a cricket ball, lovely swing of a cricket bat. He's trying to get Varun Chakravarti off that fuller length. Chakravarti needs to stick with it. If he can continue to bowl that, I think it'll be more effective. Sometimes you get bowlers who push hard and come back. Chance slow. Varun Chakravarti spills the ball. I suspect Chapman would have been short or close. Kishan scrambled to save the two. An accurate throw and a gather from Chakravarti. Good bounce. Might have been. It just bounces out of his hands.
again.
Another free swing of the bat. It takes him to a half century. He needs a lot more. 68 for
Yeah, well played. Tim Seifert again setting the tone for New Zealand. December, he was the front runner in the partnership with Finn Allen. He reached 50 before Phil Allen got 30. Finn Allen will have all the highlights, but Seifert, very good player in this tournament. Imagine if New Zealand were to go anywhere near close this run chase. He has a lot more work to do.
big difference between the two teams. 30 runs and 4 wickets difference. Yeah, go back to Hardik Pandya and into the surface straight away.
I mentioned Seifert having to keep that momentum going. Sometimes you're thinking too far ahead, should have bat deep. When things are going for you, just keep going. That might help the non-striker as well, help the other batsman in the side, take some pressure off, keep the team in the hunt. You don't want to go further with that required rate at this stage. That's what England did well in that chase in Mumbai. In spite of losing wickets, they ensured that required run rate, which was over 12, and never really shot up. So you can pick your player of the tournament at the end of this. Some of the contenders, 2 playing today. Perfect. Very interesting piece of trivia you told me, Matt. Natalie mentioned that every time India has won a World Cup, 2007, 11, 24, 26, there's been a player of Kerala origin, just one player at the time. Srikanth, 2007, 11, Samson, 24, 26. Now I'll tell you something more.
can't take credit for it though. I did read it on X, just by the way.
Bolde!
Chops it up! Harder length into the surface. And in the end, Chapman now gets the opportunity he thought runs instead. It's another wicket for India.
Yeah, you could see it coming. The pressure was building on him. Got 3 runs of 8 balls and he was looking to break free. When you see this, he's looked to hit the ball a little too hard. The bat comes down at the angle, takes that inside edge and goes back onto the stumps. So the New Zealand innings in further disarray now. They've lost their 4th wicket in the 8th over. It's simple.
Lost 30 balls, 39 for 3. As much as there seem to be bright moments, Seifert's going at 212. The last 30 balls have belonged to India.
Darian Mitchell.
Mitchell was debates about where he should be batting for New Zealand. Should he be batting a little bit earlier on up the order? Darren Mitchell comes in at 6 with his team in all sorts of trouble. They're requiring past 15.
Well, it's a piece of bowling from Hardik Pandya. Pace on delivery, but it was the first of that over. And he went pace on into the wicket, going across the stumps, almost doing Chapman. Just in between whether pace on or pace off. That's up on a good surface to bat on.
India right on the stage. I mentioned, let me finish it off, and then starts my mind back to was there a player when India won its first World Cup? Yes, there was one from Kerala origin. Sunil Monty. There you go. I think I'll get a free album when I go to Trivandrum.
Overs gone at 72 full. I can't take credit for it because I did see it on X, so it's definitely not my step, but probably you to it, so I could very well see it happening again. And what a tour! Just sensational. 3 half centuries in a row, a half century, a semi-final and a final. It's pretty special and an incredible rate.
And he's on that list of front runners.
Is it
Yes.
enough? No, it's not. What a time he's having in the field tonight. Kishan moves so quickly around and great awareness on the boundary.
Yes, he's on fire, Sean. And it's a big wicket. Kind of effort. It's 52 from just 26. He couldn't believe it. But Ishan Kishan, he was sprinting like a Henry. Covered very good. Very calm as he took it and very composed. Threw the ball up in the air just in case he thought he might have touched the rope. So there was good thinking there as well. And India all over New Zealand, a rash at the moment. It's 72 for 5.
Tough task. Now becoming closer to impossible for New Zealand, having lost half the side. Complete difference to the semi-final we saw in Calcutta.
5 आउट हो चुके हैं.
Chakravarti has his 40th wicket of the tournament. Mitch Santner to the crease. big wicket on Tim Seifert.
Well, one-way traffic in Ahmedabad all day. It's a drag down for Chakravarti. Seifert tries to place it easily, gone with power and tried to go over Ishan Kishan to work on the boundary. The momentum for India continues.
Oh!
That has missed everything. Not quite sure how. That's buys.
Well, an absolute beauty from Varun Chakravarti. Not the best of tournaments. It's coming good. Googly just shaves the top of the hills. Even Sanju Samson is done.
Also scoring a half century in a semi-final and the final, fourth player to do it in the T20 World Cup. Just after Sanju Samson did that earlier. Well, they've managed to pick up the boundary here. Even though with the silence, they're well on top.
Yeah, got an attacking field as well. Point went to slip for the first couple of Santner's ball, and that area completely vacant.
To his partner was 2. It's into a big, excellent commitment by Tilakama. They might have a little checker, but they do get 3.
Yes, after you can see they're supercharged in the field. The Indians, 9 gone, 83 for 5.
Good piece of work. It's often when a drop catch goes down, it can affect others within the field and confidence can drop. Quite the opposite for India today.
हार्दिक पांड्या न्यू बॉलर.
Great adaptability.
सब्सक्राइब करिए जल्दी जल्दी.
Throughout the course of the day, it was Shivam Dubey that did put it down.
Incredible record India have in the last 2 T20 World Cups, undefeated in 2024. They lost 1 in this edition, and that was against South Africa at this round.
बहुत जबरदस्त मैच.
3 for 5 it is. India were 115 for 1. Not too surprising that he's gone with that length. He did that in the previous over as well.
Yeah, and just his ability to mix tactically and in theory, it's a good idea, but accuracy needs to be on point. When you go with a short ball, it has to be accurate. A good batting surface, you get your line wrong with the short delivery, particularly with the field he has set. Fine leg, third point in the ring. That field suggests that he's not going to bowl a short ball, so it needs to be accurate.
One thing with Hardik Pandya is constantly thinking of how he can get wickets. So he might go for a few runs at times, but he's in the quest of wickets, and sometimes it's a thing to have that kind of mindset. He has the experience to know when to pull back. This is Ishan Kishan. Very good catch. That was the danger man. Sifat was batting.
Just talk about how well he mixes it up and clearly has a plan. The execution of the plan is right on point. Pace-off deliveries in blue and then orange is pace on. That's not getting to line him up. Not settling at the crease, can't get rhythm. Very smart bowling from Hardik Pandya.
It's one who will test the pitch, with the slow off cutters and the pace on bouncers.
They would have needed partnerships to get themselves into contention. And unfortunately for them, after that 31-run opening partnership, which came with just the 16 balls, which has never really got going since then, and wickets have fallen regularly. That means is, even though it's been only 5 balls since the last boundary, it makes the field even longer. They're in so much trouble, and that required run rate is so high. And the frustration then just continues to grow, and that pressure will keep growing as well. So much about history has been spoken. It would be the first time India would beat New Zealand in a T20 World Cup match. First team to win as hosts. First team to go back-to-back in the Men's T20 World Cup as well. Team of invincibles at the moment. Spinning bowling from Hardik Pandya and India as well. It's 88 for 5.
10 ओवर की समाप्ति 88 रन 5 आउट न्यूजीलैंड का स्कोर। शॉर्ट बॉल में 68 चाहिए, बहुत ही खतरनाक बैटिंग करनी है अगर न्यूजीलैंड को फाइनल मैच जीतना है तो, लेकिन ये तो नामुमकिन लगता है।
No team has ever won it at home. There was the lingering aroma of the 19th of November. No team has ever won it twice in India. And knocking on the door of a repeat performance.
Arshdeep Singh.
Here's Arshdeep. Required run rate starting to nudge 17 now. Just wonder what can New Zealand do in this situation. There's still half the game to be played, half the innings to be played. Sunil Gavaskar alongside me, Danny Morrison is here too.
Well, these are the previous winners. The first time ever the ICC Men's T20 World Cup was played. India won it in South Africa, with MS Dhoni being the captain. India won it again a couple of years back, with Rohit Sharma being the captain.
West Indies won it twice, but 2012 and 2016. There's a fielder there. It just goes over, It was an inch here or there. Well, now she just asked, what can they do? Certainly Mitchell and Sanders, this left-hand, right-hand combination has got to put something together of massive substance. A little bit of luck, just enough woodwork. And it's a 6. Yeah, Skip, not quite. He's very quick on his feet, that's why he's there, but he's not the tallest.
But what an effort that was. He's taken a couple of super catches.
Now that's a biggie. And you know it's going for 6 because you don't hear the sound in Ahmedabad.
Yes. The asking rate is 16, so they'll have to be scoring at least 14, 15 runs and over for the next 4-5 overs. In the slot goes for a massive hit. And Darrell still batting at 6. I've never understood that about the New Zealand tactics in this world. To be perfectly honest, just before the T20 series started, he was batting at number 4 for New Zealand in the one-day series. He got 2 absolutely magnificent hundreds. Man in form, he was pushed back down at 6 for the T20 series that followed. Now he's here. Look at the way he's batting, despite the fact that he didn't get much batting in the earlier matches.
Right.
Hearing your son, I just think more than anything, I think it was maybe a bit of a safety valve. That if the top order did crumble a little bit, that was part of that scenario. But I do hear you often say your best players need to face the most balls.
Well, if the top order crumbles, but if he's in the top order, he won't crumble or shouldn't crumble. I mean, I've never understood those tactics, but there you are. I think this is what he bowls wide of the batter and can bowl wide deliveries because of that angle that he creates, Arshdeep.
In the modern game, and India are in many ways redefining how their batting is going. I don't think they have a safety valve anymore. They just keep going. I think I just read something Tabriz Shamsi has said, a spinner himself, says India playing on PlayStation.
Well, you shouldn't. You can't in the modern era now. It's moved on so much even in the last 3 or 4 years. We're going about the power play, the first 6 overs. And that's what you do. You go for it. You make the most of those 2 men outside the circle. There's a bit of a movement from him.
No, Arshdeep. He's not happy at all. Arshdeep thought he's probably going to hit the stumps. I think a little apology is in order from Arshdeep. Turn around, young man. It's all right. You thought you're going to hit the stumps. You hit the batter instead. Little pat on the back. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
This. Ryder trying to go Yorker and oh dear. Nowhere near the target. And no need to throw in a way is what Mitchell's on about. Oh yeah. The valves come off. Yeah, that could be nasty. Hitch on the wrist or anything there. Oh dear. So there's a good chant here. We know each other well. That's a good gesture by the India skipper. Going up and saying to him, yes, he might have, the young man could have got a bit carried away. Take it easy, because matches between India and New Zealand have always been played in a good spirit. Even the commentary, even if there's a New Zealander sitting between 2 Indians, it's always in good spirit. Sandwiched nicely. Little saladosa, the two.
I'd like to see them shake hands at the end of the over. 15 of the over. And they do. Little sorry. 103 for 5. I think he's realized there that he's made a mistake. He should have realized, because the bat had not left the crease. Captain's up straight away, that's well done. Umpire's in straight away, that's well done. You can understand aggression just comes into play. Mitchell hadn't left the crease, so little admonishment for Arshdeep, the fine player, the young man. Now Varun Chakravarti comes back. There's something about this Indian team, Sunny Danny, that they stay with players they believe in. You saw that with Abhishek Sharma. You've seen it now with Varun Chakravarti as well. This what happened as soon as Arshdeep threw that ball to Daryl Mitchell. The captain was in straight away. And then Richard Illingworth, who's been around a long time. It's a bat. That's all it. It's a bat.
Fair old run up the stairs if you've got to go back to the dressing room. This huge length to get to. You mentioned Varun Chakravarti and how outstanding he's been. The ball, mentioned those widths in the tournament. Just a little bit off, I think, just with his length, isn't it? A lot of decent batters have been playing off the back foot. A little bit more time to play in. But he's certainly a magician, this fella. And he gets it right. Most depth.
There were 2 names in that list that filled my heart with joy.
in that list. Dragged away.
Van Schalkwijk just played the 4 games. Until a little while ago, he was on top of the leaderboard. South Africa now playing for the United States. And how good on this tournament was Blessing Muzarabad. So just so good to see those 2 players in that list. A short. The MLC here in the United States. Guys taking those opportunities to move, grow with the game. A circuit. Yes, been around a while and smarts and guile. Like those changes of pace. Very handy. 20 teams in this T20 World Cup. Some of the, want for better words, smaller nations, they didn't diminish it at all. In fact, they strengthened it. One of the best matches, I didn't know the matches, but one of the best matches I saw was England. Just to see the spirit and what it meant to Nepal to be where they were. Big head straight down the ground and will clear it with ease. He is excellent down the ground, is Mitsandler. The major piece of this. Oh, please. Santner. Well, they ask him, I say, look, it's just over 17s. They need a lot more of this answer. From the captain. Oh, delightful strike. Straight up again. Will clear the boundary. Hardik Pandya was there at long on, and he was exactly the way we were in the commentary box. Just as a curious bystander.
Once again, an almost medium pace delivery in the slot, although he changed his angle by going over the wicket. It was right in the slot. The overspin that Varun's been bowling in this tournament. Another massive 6. Well, the scoring rate, asking rate at the moment is almost 17. So they need maybe 2 or 3 hits like this per over now if they're going to get close.
16 of the over. Chakravarti now has 1 for 39. New Zealand 119 for 5.
Outstanding. Catch. Got a lot of ground. And that's what I've said. He made that look easy. It's anything but. Brilliant. Frequently amazed by the stretch of the boundary. How the momentum is taken in one direction and they're still able to lob it in clean. That was wonderfully done by Ishan Kishan. It does not matches Hardik Pandya's very, very safe pair of hands. He's got the enhancers on. Players will tell you they like wearing the knife. It brightens things up. And now lets it through. It's those passages of play where you wish there was a partner. Naughty. Nice pressure. Catch. That one, it just spins a little on you. That's the one. It's second bounce. It can be very tricky. Oh, he's nowhere near it. Naughty. I don't think there's a player who's played the game long enough to him that hasn't happened at some point or the other. This cricket, the change of pace. You talk about Sam, and he does it magnificently today. The previous ball 100 to 29. Straight in. He's not dropping anything today. Fred Mitchell has to go. New Zealand slipped deeper and deeper to the quicksand they're trapped in. Hardik Pandya contribute to 3 wickets. 124 for 6, Daryl Mitchell. Possibly the last hope for New Zealand, gone for 17.
For 23, Akshar Patel. There's scarcely a big game where Akshar Patel has not made an impact. He'll run away for 4. It's a good shot actually from Nisham. Came inside the line. 9 off it, 128 for 6. Yeah, that asking rate just keeps ballooning out. More and more. Wicket. I think it's a dot ball as well. 3 of those and the wicket. The solar just gone. It's up to 18.3 now. The middle. They've been 128 from 78 balls, New Zealand. They now need 128 from 42. So the first to bowl out now. Hardik Pandya is into his 4th. Start off with. Is there a little inside edge on? It certainly seemed pretty straight. Reviews, yeah, I think so. Busy as well. The wicketkeeper didn't seem too interested.
लगता है दोस्तों आउट है नॉट आउट है एलबीडब्ल्यू का रिव्यू दिया है इंडिया की तरफ से
I'm looking at the split screen now. Ball's close to the bat. Can we just go check with Ultra Edge? Yeah, keep rolling it through. It's a flat line when the ball passes the bat. Just roll it through to the bat. Thank you. Satisfied. There's no bat involved. Can go to ball tracking when ready. Original decision is not out. Pitching outside leg. Alex, you can stay with the original decision of not out. Stand by. You're on screen, signal now.
Half the ball was in, but not enough of the ball was in. And Mit Santner had already walked about 15 meters away. And then he comes back. It's that kind of day, Hardik. You've given it all, but it's just that kind of day for you. Some very interesting numbers about what Hardik Pandya does at the end of the game, whether with ball or bat. When he bowls at the death, he's got a great economy rate. When he bats at the death, he's got a great strike rate. This just didn't get the timing, did he?
He's seen a couple of those tonight in his final. And he's off with a decent bound, a fair bound. Don't quite get it. That's the result.
Further and further and further away from New Zealand. Once again, there's something about that they're almost all the time, just at this stage, last step a little too far.
The asking rate now creeping towards 20 runs per over. 4 wickets in hand. Isham's not the big hitter. And Santner is a smart batter.
Long before this game started, we came in here very early and there's already loads of people in there. The stadium takes 120,000, 125,000 and it's absolutely packed and they've enlivened it, as indeed crowds have all over in India and Sri Lanka in this tournament. The crowds have been one of the standout features of this tournament. There is a fielder there. At the moment, there's fielders everywhere for New Zealand.
Feels like that, doesn't it, when you're up against a massive total. And keeps this in finals, runs on the board, and the pressure that creates. And when you see a sea of blue in a stadium of this magnitude, man, it's just huge. A cauldron of home fans, absolutely excited, willing on. This blue army.
Very good over. Very good over. Off it. 14 gone now. New Zealand at 134 for 6. And time for a pause. Time for it. So 134 for 6, India knocking on the door of a repeat performance. So many great moments here, but it's time to look back at one that might have made a huge difference a couple of years ago. Back in Barbados, that catch is now part of Indian cricket folklore as much as Kapil Dev's catch in 1983 or Viv Richards' 176 that day. And it was enough, 169 for 8. South Africa rather were that close. And then Klaasen and Stubbs going early. May love it to that catch from Surya Kumar Yadav. India won it for a second time, hadn't won an ICC title from 2011. They come close. And in this phase where New Zealand really had to make a difference in India, they did. They cut well, they with discipline. And New Zealand just didn't have a player on the park who said, it's me. I'm doing it. There's a big hit from Mitchell, from Santner in that phase. And then that moment for Hardik Pandya. Before Daryl Mitchell, another fielder. Looking at teams that have won the T20 World Cup final, batting first, not too many. The West Indies back in 2012 and India twice. 2007 What a great game that was. And 2024, otherwise all with chasing sides. Now in 2026, again India batting first. What's it telling you? Big day, runs on the board. And in many ways, this is a pretty good bat first stadium. We've seen that in the IPL as well. We've seen that here. It's a pretty good bat first stadium. The top brass of the BCCI, top brass of Indian cricket, have all flown in. The who's who of India is here to watch this game. And Arshdeep. 2 overs for 18 so far.
Now, just gave himself a little too much room, and well bowled in the end. Into the surface, and change of pace here from Arshdeep Singh. And it's a shame it's in a way for New Zealand petering out here, almost needing 21s. It's just 122 of 35. It's that wickets column that has created a lot of pressure for the Black Caps.
The thing about this tournament, oops, he's taking a single is the only one who thinks there is one. A couple of things to ensure that this T20 World Cup as it draws to a close. The number of teams that played in there that made a little contribution to it, but also all of the languages that were sent out in Mandarin, the cricket in Mandarin. We got cricket in Brazilian Portuguese. We got cricket in Mauritaniese. It's Kiwi to you. Across India, and many Indian languages as well. Across Afghanistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, everywhere. 105 teams that play. Bahasa, Japanese, Mandarin, Nepali, Pashto and Dari. Portuguese, Sinhala back in Sri Lanka, Urdu, Bengali, Puri, Haryanavi, Kannada, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu. And also, and I'm delighted to see that, in sign language. This game belongs to everybody. Just meandering away, isn't this game? You want this game to be hard-fought one going through the end, a bit like the England game. This is just meandering away a little bit. Required run rate up to 22 now. And in India just having a little too much firepower. Abhishek Sharma is in now. India found a way to keep this man on the field all the time. Mohammad Siraj is on the field too. That was a very nice story at the start of the tournament. Jasprit Bumrah was unwell. I think Arshdeep wasn't well either. And then suddenly Siraj flies in. Is told at night that he needs to be brought in to bolster the side after Rana's injured. Flies in through the night, plays and takes 3 wickets.
Yes, just look at the ball wide of the Jimmy Nesham swing. Nesham's a big, powerful lad. He connects the ball, will go for distance. He's losing his direction then, Arshdeep. This is much better, isn't it? The Yorker. Sorry, probably through the effects might they're chuckling away, but another good Yorker on the boot. And the batter can't get a run.
How many did you inflict and how many did you?
Oh, yeah, both. Certain 2 W's came up against them a lot, and they love to test out the toe cap. It was non-existent back in those times. Alice on the top of the shoe there. Feel for you, Jimmy.
He's had his moments too, Arshdeep Singh. All the talk before this match was how much did New Zealand rely on Tim Seifert and Finn Allen. They made 48% of the runs. Chased down totals in no time at all in the matches leading up to this. They were breathtaking. That might run away to the boundary as well. Now it's stopped. They were breathtaking against South Africa. Really, when you're 256 behind, you need the openers to give you 80 or 90. It can happen sometimes that when 2 or 3 players score bulk of the runs, the others are almost a bit undercooked. Overs after this, New Zealand 139 for 6, and that is what it will be. It's an excellent over, great control over length. Just 5 left now. New Zealand need 117.
So way behind New Zealand at this stage, as that graphic suggests. There's 5 overs remaining, and it's boom boom back into the attack. Well, just one-way traffic now. India just looking to finish these 5 overs quickly. On the absolute driver's seat to retain the World Cup. Surya Kumar Yadav, not much has been spoken about him, but he's not put a foot wrong in the field today. Smart bowling changes. He's kept his cool, got spin into power play.
He's had a magnificent day, Ravi. Glad you've acknowledged and goes unnoticed. The best sides in the tournament needs good leadership. Surya can be proud of his men, but also proud of the decisions that he's made throughout the day. They haven't been set in stone. With plans, and they've adapted throughout. They recognised where the threat was. It was at the top of the order. It was actually the introduction of Akshar Patel that changed things.
Simon Dool that far behind. They need a boundary from here every ball to get there. So obviously, when it comes to bowling and mixing it up, India have been way ahead.
Yeah, they've been brilliant, Ravi. Obviously, a big total on the board. New Zealand needed the perfect game, the perfect chase. It's going to be incredibly tough. Morgan mentioned Akshar's introduction. Bumrah very early on. That wicket first ball of Rachin Ravindra never allowed New Zealand into the contest.
What a clean-up job. Once again, the slower delivery. Pace taken off. And Nisham having no answer whatsoever. Way too early into his shot. Yet another case of you bring him back and he strikes.
Just watching a master at work here. Jasprit Bumrah throughout this tournament, economy rate just a tick over 6. Now 12 deliveries today have been slower balls. Out of the 15 he's bowled. Picked up 2 wickets with him as well. Nisham this one, gone for 8. New Zealand further trouble, sinking 141 for 7.
So way behind New Zealand at this stage, 115.
Bolde!
One way's hit the stumps. This could well be another
Strike
slow
पे बुमराह.
delivery. He's on a hat-trick now. Boom, boom. Was Nisham and Henry out first ball.
Well, very few batters in the world game have come up with answers to Jasprit Bumrah. So many variations to go through. Yet another slower ball. It does. Matt Henry all ends up, goes straight through him. And Bumrah's on a hat-trick. 2 and 2. India being impressive to say the least today. Henry goes for a duck. 141 for 8.
No Indian bowler has taken a hat-trick in T20 World Cup. 2 slower deliveries hitting the stumps. Now on a hat-trick, Bumrah, and could this be another slow yorker? Here he goes. Ferguson on strike. Keeps it out. Again, the loopy full-length delivery.
Nisham was the first to go. Then Henry, even when you know it's coming, the deception is in the action. It's great action on the ball. Good dip. Brilliant. Brilliant to see the passion and support. It's such a special bowler.
Excellent over, 2 wickets in it. And after 16, New Zealand tottering. 143 for 8.
The slow ball is working brilliantly. It has done throughout his career. The deception that Owen Morgan was just talking about. Wrist position, you think about opening a door handle. Just flicks it at the last minute. It's out. Dips. Completely deceives batters left, right and centre.
दो विकेट और चाहिए इंडिया को जीत के लिए
Pick
बस
up a
2 विकेट
wicket, it's
निकल
very
गए जल्दी से
difficult to
जल्दी
score
T20
from.
वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया के नाम
Tonight, 83% pace off.
अर्शदीप
Here's
सिंह
Arshdeep.
पहले गेंद पे कोई रन नहीं
So the whole crowd here will be waiting for these 4 overs to be bowled quickly. And they've been simply dominating in this final. To win a final by this big a margin is a huge effort. And it demanded a real solid batting performance. Remember, New Zealand won the toss. They decided to put India in.
I think also that the ability to go back-to-back 250 plus scores batting first, that is seriously good from this Indian side. Yes, they bat deep, but also I think what Rohit Sharma started it and Surya's carried on, the presence of mind just to go, just to be aggressive and to stay within the game that you've been picked to play. It is just so admirable to watch. They don't fear situations at all.
And Simon, Owen, when you see, look back at it, Sanju Samson was the key. Without taking too many risks, just pure cricketing shots, he was blazing away.
It certainly was. It's such an intimidating side to play against. Deep. You have somebody that embodies all the messaging that the captain and coach in his nature. Maximise the talent of the batting lineup without compromising common goal.
Just, I think, once he shifted gears in this tournament, in the last 3 innings, started off in Kolkata, then Mumbai to Ahmedabad. is a different Indian batting lineup altogether. And they'll be mighty pleased with that. Gautam Gambhir, his support, drafted Samson back into the side. And he's not let them down.
I suppose the other thing we haven't spoken about, which we should acknowledge as well, the semi-final that both sides played in, very contrasted stories. New Zealand would have had a brilliant couple of days of rest. India, however, the mental drain, playing in such a tight, high-intensity game for long periods of time, would have taken a lot out of them. So to be able to compartmentalise, rest, sleep well, and then prepare for this huge match today.
So he gets a 4 for that. Toss. Game being watched by a capacity crowd. What a picture that cuts. Really, two former World Cup winners, but the chairman of the ICC, India, JioHotstar as well. And as Dhoni won every ICC trophy that was there as captain. And to win the 50 over version as well as the T20 and the Champions Trophy. Surya Kumar Yadav almost has both his hands on that. And this is the best attended men's T20 World Cup edition. Approximately 1.2 million people came in through the turnstiles. Unbelievable. After 17, it's 152 for 8.
World Cup, one of the features, you see the attendance display in its vast nature today. But also over the course of the World Cup, right from the get-go in the group stages, so many associate nations played. Some brilliant crowds. Like all England, 35,000 at the Wankhede. Scotland, England, 35,000 in Eden Gardens. Some of the performances as well. Yuvraj Samra, youngest ever player to score 100 in a T20 World Cup. Support that they've had has been notable. Consider how late a call Scotland had into this tournament. The preparation they had was minimal, but that did not affect the performance and the competitive nature in which they played. USA the same. Really has been a well-rounded tournament for the game. Such an important part of this huge picture that we see, growing the game on the biggest stage.
That's it. He just makes a habit of it. Third time he's done it. In the last 9 deliveries. Another one hitting the base of the middle and off stump. It's the captain this time, Santner, who has to depart. And this is the best figures by Peter in a T20 World Cup final. His figures are 4 for 13 at the moment.
We've run out of superlatives to describe the genius that is Jasprit Bumrah. Time and time again, he delivers. This time it's Santner. 152 for 9 as he goes for 43.
Outstanding figures. I mean, just on a big stage to come, bowl, first ball, pace off, get Rachin Ravindra. Do the same against England. Harry Brooks does the job in power play, does the job at the back end of the innings.
It doesn't matter. Best in the world. You get big players, big moments. He's done it throughout the whole of the course of this campaign for India.
What a night this has been for the hometown boys. Akshar Patel, local man, 3 wickets for him. Fielded brilliantly in the game against England and Mumbai. Now Jasprit Bumrah. He's had a fabulous tournament right through. Final ball of his spell. Misses the target this time. It's outstanding figures. 4 overs, 4 for 15 for Jasprit Bumrah. It's 154 for 9.
दो ओवर बचे हैं, इंडिया जीत गई है।
Rachin Ravindra. Pace off.
दूसरी ओवर बाकी है, इंडिया T20 रन पर जीत गई है दोस्तों।
Out in the deep.
एक विकेट बाकी है,
Clutched it on the second
2 ओवर
grab.
बाकी है, देखते हैं ऑल आउट होती है या
Henry and Santner. All with slower deliveries.
Just 2 overs to go before India get their hands on the World Cup. New Zealand still 102 runs behind, so totally out of it. Abhishek Sharma gets an opportunity to roll his arm over. He came alive today for the half century. A fine innings at that. Gautam Gambhir, he can now afford to smile. Come on, Gigi.
He's trying. That was a smirk. Not quite the full smile yet. Jasprit Bumrah's economy rate will have improved tonight. It was 6.6 coming into the game.
catch it, not catch.
Leading wicket taker along with Varun Chakravarti. His economy rate now. See Rajneesh just got his computer out. He's got his calculator out. He's trying to work it out. Took a while, but we got there. Just brilliant. Across the 50 overs, all but in the tournament.
Catch it.
Taken in the deep. Wicket goes down. And it's all done actually. It's India who win the World Cup for the 3rd time. The first team to win back-to-back cups playoffs and the first host to win the T20 World Cup in their hometown. So it's a fantastic performance for India. You can see Jay Shah, the two former captains who've lifted their trophy. But it's India tonight in Ahmedabad. After the disappointment of the 50-over World Cup against Australia, it's their time to celebrate, as will the massive crowd that's present here. And knowing Morgan, Simon Dool, it's been one-way traffic, really.
Yeah, it certainly has. 120,000 people on their feet. Comprehensive win for India. They have absolutely dominated. It's India's biggest win in a T20 World Cup match. And what a stage to do it on. Best team in the tournament.
इंडिया जीत गई है, सिल्वर बहुत बहुत बधाई हो।
Today.